beautiful sacrificial is your love for me. Sing for joy. Celebrate his name. How he loves us. How deep is his love.
This is Peju, the Spark Abuchi. You are listening to Heart Song Live Radio, your voice of inspiration.
Hello there, my name is Sheyi Olusonya, and you're listening to Heart Song Live Radio, your voice of inspiration.
I had all but giving up, desperate for a sign from love, something good, something kind, bringing peace to every corner of my mind. Then I saw the garden, hope it come to me, to sweep away the ashes and wake me from my sleep. I realized you never left, and for this moment you planned ahead, that I would see your faithfulness in all of the green. I can see the ivy growing through the mold, 'cause you have stopped at nothing to heal my broken soul. I can see the ivy reaching through the wall, 'cause you have stopped at nothing to heal my broken Now I see redemption growing in the trees, the death and resurrection in
Every flight by Mission Aviation Fellowship, or MAF, carries a story of hope.
I I'm an MAF pilot. I recall a mother called Bernadette from Oturo Island, who we flew to Timor-Leste's National Hospital. She had severe postpartum bleeding, and the 15-minute flight was crucial in saving her life.
If the MAF flight had not arrived, Bernadette would have faced a torturous 3-hour journey, which may have caused life-threatening consequences. MAF were able to get her to hospital in time.
Since 2007, we've flown over 3,000 patients for medical evacuations in Timor-Leste alone. But we need your support to continue this vital work.
Please visit maf-uk.org/flying for life to find out more about how you can help.
On air, on DAB, online, on your smart speaker, on your phone. This is Heart Song Live.
Hi everyone, good evening and welcome to another episode of Pause and Talk with Heather. So apparently, again, my menopause brain has started already and it's not even like we've not even got much into the day, but I completely forgot that I had to press the unmute button. So do please bear with me, like I say. So how are you? How's your Thursday? How's your week been? And I just want to welcome you to this episode of Pause and Talk with Heather. And thank you for coming on to this special live broadcast. So whether that's you turned on DAB radio, if you're watching me on Facebook, on LinkedIn, on YouTube, or you're catching this later on replay, I really, really do appreciate you. So I just wanted to give you a little a little thing about rediscovering yourself during menopause, because I had one of the things I've had to learn is to try and use techniques to manage my brain fog, but I've not been doing pretty well this week because I can't say my new, but what I have discovered is I had a conversation with my niece and we talked about a whole lot of things. And then we agreed that I was going to do something and sent her a message about something. And I completely forgot. So she sent me an email. We had a conversation on WhatsApp. So she sent me a WhatsApp message saying, "Oh, can you send me the things that we agreed upon?" And I'm thinking, what? I could not for the life of me even remember what the conversation was about. I had no clue. And I was thinking, so sometimes usually when somebody prompts me, the memory will come back. But this time I couldn't remember anything. So yeah, my menopause thing, I'm going to say one thing I've learned about myself is, Heather, just don't be taking notes at work. Do it for your personal thing as well, because obviously I'm forgetting all the personal things. So that's, my new discovery about Heather. And so what have you discovered this week about yourself? What has menopause shown you? What are you learning in this transition? Yeah, just wondering, drop me a message on wherever you're watching, and I'll occasionally look and see on the pages if anyone's got any comments, and I will read them out. So today I have a conversation that we're going to have a conversation actually that touches every home, every woman, every family, but is still so misunderstood. And again, as we know, it's all that word is menopause. So it's not just the symptoms or the science, but the lived reality of menopause. That the identity shifts, the relationships that we have, the emotions that can overcome us, the courage it takes to navigate it while still showing up as a mom, still showing up as a wife, still showing up as a friend. And the person, obviously, I'm going to speak to is got all these qualities. And I'm super, super, super excited to have to be joined by Wonai. Wonai, can you hear me?
Hi, Heather. Yes, I can.
Oh, that's brilliant. I'm so glad. I'm so honored, actually, to be speaking to you, because I know you're definitely a woman who's turned your personal experience into purpose. So I'm going to let you introduce yourself, or would you like me to do a little bit that I did? What do you prefer?
You go ahead and do it. Thank you.
All right. So Wonai is an executive menopause coach. She's also a menopause wellness coach. She's a naturopathic healthy living ambassador. She is an award-winning community menopause champion and advocate. And she's the author of More Than My Menopause. She's also the founder of the Keturah Woman Project, which is a movement that empowers Black African women in the diaspora about menopause and how they can be ready and supported in their communities. So you can understand why I'm super excited to have Wonai joining us this evening. But before all these titles, she is a woman with a story. And as I said, she's a mom, she's a wife, she's a professional, and someone who's been through the journey, and that's what we're here to talk about. So settle in, and let's in this episode of Pause and Talk, because this is definitely a conversation that you want to listen to. So Wonai, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Heather. So excited to be here.
Oh, me too. So before all these titles, all these things that I've read out, who is Wonai?
Wow. Okay. I would say I'm a lover of life. I love life. I love living, being alive, and doing it to the very fullest. I'm a woman with a voice, and I love using my voice. Even before I was talking about menopause, there'd always be something that I can speak about, I can advocate for. So I love using my voice. I'm a wife, like you said, of 31 years. Wow. Excited. That was yesterday. Mm-hmm. I'm a mom of 2 adult sons. I love being a mom to my boys. You know, I used to want to have daughters, but I love being a mom of boys. It's just something so different and special, I think. But I think above all, what I would say about myself is I am passionate about dreaming. I am such a dreamer. I go to bed and I dream with my eyes open before I dream with my eyes closed. So I love dreaming about what does God have, what does God have for me, for tomorrow, for next month, for next year. And my first book actually was about dreaming. That it's crazy not to dream. So yeah, I'm passionate about life and what there is out there for myself, for my family, anybody that I come across. I will listen to them, I will encourage them, and I will just say, listen, there's just more out there for you.
Oh, I absolutely love that. The lover of life. I think I'm going to try and embrace that and put that in my life. And a dreamer. I think that just speaks of this wonderful, I guess, woman you'd need to be for you to be married for 33 years. So happy anniversary to you guys. That is fantastic. That's an achievement a lot of people would want to have or wish they could have had. So when you look back at your journey so far, what or who are the women that have shaped you to become the woman you are today? What's shaped you to become the woman you are today?
I would definitely say my mom, 100%. I mean, my mom's been gone now 20 years in March this year. She was so full of life, and I think she was a dreamer like me, or I'm a dreamer like her. She was very talented, very creative, and she was a teacher all her life. She was just a teacher in everything. You know, a teacher in the school, but also a teacher in life, teacher in the church. And I think watching my mom being this vibrant woman, I just absorbed from her. And I was just like a sponge. And my grandmother as well, her mom, my maternal grandmother, she was such a doer. She was so active. She was a midwife without the qualifications of being a clinical midwife. And just being around women like that, you learn without knowing that you are learning. You are mentored without knowing, or them knowing they're mentoring you. And I mean, over the years, I've had so many women come into my life, women that I've looked up to, women that I've just absorbed like a sponge, without them even knowing that they are mentoring me in that way. And from that, I've just stepped on their shoulders and decided I'm flying. I know I'm going to grab this life and be like these women and make them proud that I am a product, their product, and I'm doing so much better and taking things so much further than how far they went, if that makes sense.
Yes, that definitely does. I mean, mothers are special, aren't they? And also, I think it looks like, I know that you love talking in front of people. So definitely there's been an element there of you taking after your mom, and also just having these women that are empowering in your life and giving you that permission to be able to go out and be you and be the authentic self that you can be. That's really, really powerful.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, even the people that are around me, the friends around me, my pastors, my bishops, they're just amazing, amazing people. I think you attract what you want in life. And those are the people that come around you. Because of whatever light you are projecting, the right people will come. So I just love women that will look at me and speak to me without fear about, you need to be doing this, you shouldn't be doing this. People that challenge me every step of the way. So those are the platforms that I want to find myself in.
So what was life like for you before you started menopause?
Busy. I think I'm always busy. Whatever comes my way, I just grab it with both hands and I run with it. Before taking on menopause, and just advocating and championing it. I was talking about dreaming. That it's crazy not to dream. You know, what has God given you? What gifts and talents do you have? And you need to there is more to you. That was my message out there, especially to women. There is more to you than what the world tells you are. There's so much more than what you think. And I would become that mentor, that coach that would just get women from this level to the next level, to just open their eyes and become the midwife that births dreams from people. Yeah.
Oh, that's brilliant. And we're going to take a little pause just now and listen to I'm Every Woman. I think that is that's the what you just said embodies the song that's coming through. But what you said about, you're so much more than what you are. You can dream big. So I'm just going to play this song, I'm Every Woman by Whitney Houston, while we take a quick break.
Thank you.
Whatever you want, whatever you need, anything you want done, baby, I'll do it naturally. 'Cause I'm every woman, it's all in me. It's all in me. It's all
on DAB, online, on your smart speaker, on your phone. This is Heart Song Live.
She is a warrior.
Heart Song Live, your voice of inspiration. Heart Song Live, your voice of inspiration.
Welcome back to Pause and Talk. That's a little like spiel of what music is going to come on later. Anyway, welcome back to Pause and Talk with Heather, where if you've just joined us, I have a special guest here this evening, a beautiful, beautiful lady. She's an award-winning menopause champion, an author of More Than My Menopause. She's an executive menopause coach, as well as a wellness coach, and she's a naturopathic healthy living ambassador, and she's the founder of the Keturah Woman Project. So her name is Wanai Nyamazana, as I've said. If you've got any questions for her, please just drop them in. I will be going back to check and see, and I'll read them out as we go along. So yeah, welcome back, Wanai.
Thank you.
Just another quick question. So when did you first realize that you might be entering menopause?
I was already in it when I realized.
Sounds very familiar. I think I was like you too.
I hear so many stories like this because I didn't know, and I say this everywhere I go, that for 4 decades of my life, I'd never had a conversation about menopause. I never read anything about menopause, And so when it did come, when perimenopause came, I had no idea what it was. I just thought, I'm tired. I'm overworking. Maybe I've got cancer, witchcraft. All these things, they come to mind, don't they? But the one thing that did start was like exhaustion. I was always tired and I didn't know what it was. And so I went through a lot of questioning myself and trying to find out what is wrong with me. A lot of prayer, Heather. When you are a Christian, that's our default, isn't it? We always default to prayer. And so I was praying and saying to God, my health is being attacked, and my mind, somebody is stealing my mind because I can't seem to remember stuff. I can't seem to have that energy that I've always had. I'm not motivated anymore. So I did think it might be witchcraft, and I would be binding the devil every single day. I mean, it was my prayer point. That binding was every day. Every scripture that you know about a sound mind. And oh my goodness, I prayed. I had no idea until one day at work, because the chorus for me now was every day I get up tired. I spend the day tired. I go to bed tired. I get to work and I just sit on my at my desk. And I declare it to everybody. I announce it that I am so tired. Until somebody said, what is wrong with you? Have you checked your vitamin D? And I said, but why should I check my vitamin D? I'm a black woman. We don't have problems with vitamin D. Because that's what I believed. I was so ignorant that I was vitamin D deficient from the time that I entered this country in 2002. That must have been about 2006 or 7 when I was having all these problems now. I'd never had my vitamin D levels checked, and they had depleted so much by the time I went to the GP. And all they did was just check my vitamin D, nothing else. And then they said, oh, you need to be taking supplements. Okay, so I started supplements. But still, the symptoms then started coming, like losing my hair, like tiredness, like joint pain, IBS. All these things started happening to me, and I had no idea. And then one of my colleagues who was older said, "How old are you?" She asked me that question.
And it doesn't help that you look much younger than what people expect you to look as well, I suppose.
No, it didn't at all. And so that's when she mentioned that it might be menopause. I said, what do you mean? I'm 58. Not 50, I'm in my 50s. And I'm still having my period.
Mm-hmm.
So how can it be menopause? So that's when I started just digging deeper, doing my research. What is this menopause? Could this be it? I mean, by that time, Heather, I was nearly on my knees with swimming in symptoms, deep in symptoms, every symptom that you can think of. You know, initially there was that list of 34.
Mm-hmm.
By the time I got to see that list, I was probably on symptom number 28.
Yeah, it sounds like you're reading my story live, the story of my life. I mean, it must have been... When you think of all those things that you go through, and like you, had never really heard anyone talking about menopause or read anything about menopause or even anyone mentioning to me. So how did that affect your family? I mean, how was that for your husband and your sons?
Yeah, my sons probably, they were teenagers, and so they were dealing with their own adolescent issues, puberty and all that, and going through GCSEs and exams and that sort of thing. Mom is just mom. She's an African mom. They are crazy anyway. I think my husband...
Not me.
I know, and they're lucky then. They're lucky with kids. But I think my husband may have been the first person to pick it up, but he didn't know what it was. He just picked up. I mean, he talks to me now and tells me that he picked up that I was different. I was more like lethargic, always tired. But then I was very irritable, he says, and very argumentative. I don't know what he means by that, but that's what.
Should we ask him?
But that's what he says. He picked that up. But then the one thing that I noticed is I was loss of libido. But I didn't know what it was. I didn't have a name for it. When menopause comes and these symptoms come, it's a new language. And I didn't have the words to describe what I was going through. I didn't know what to say. I didn't know how to respond to this. So I just thought that maybe the love has gone. Because all we know is that there's love and there's passion and there's a spark between the two of you. But I felt that the spark had gone. And therefore the love has gone. And I said to God, does this mean that my marriage is over then? Because of night sweats. I was having night sweats, not hot flashes. So for me, it was in the night time. I would be, oh my God, it was so uncomfortable. I would be waking up in the middle of the night, sometimes 3 times a night, drenched in sweat. And if my husband tried to touch me or come close to me, it would be like a fire inside of me taking place. I didn't want him to be that close because it would just trigger, a night sweat. It was very uncomfortable. And then with that also comes the dryness, in the private places. So intimacy would be quite uncomfortable. And then because of that discomfort, you avoid it. And then on top of that is the lack of feelings because, with the depletion of estrogen, it takes away the lubrication, it takes away the feelings, because it is that hormone that that plays a big part in all of that. So that was going, and it scared me. It was frightening, and my husband is thinking, "What is wrong with you?
Yeah, I can just.
But why do you not want me anymore? You know, are you seeing somebody else?" And oh my God, menopause does cause relationship stresses and tension and divorce.
I can imagine. Sorry.
Yeah. Now I'm saying if you don't know what's going on, a lot of people will divorce. In all the places that I go to talk about menopause, you do have older women that have been married 30, 40 years. Husbands have walked away. Or the women will say, "You know what, I've even decided I'll go and work a live-in, so I'm far away from him. And I've even told him, if you need to get a bit on the side, I give you permission, go and do it." And the thing is, I don't understand why. They really do not understand why, and that is so frustrating.
Well,
And
you can imagine though, if we as the women were going through it, and we as women go through a lot, when you think about the puberty and what we go through, and then you think about pregnancies, if you do have them, what you go through, and then you think about menopause, and you don't know anything about it. How are our husbands, partners expected to know something about them? I mean, I'm just looking at this in a cultural perspective, is that, you know, we ourselves didn't know anything about it. Nobody spoke to us about it. So you can imagine what it must be like for the partner who's had this loving, beautiful wife who suddenly doesn't want to be touched anymore, who doesn't want to be even having conversations, wants to be left alone. It must be very difficult for for the partners as well. So I think this is one of the reasons why it's so important to have people like you in the community who bring this awareness to not only us women who are going through it, but to the partners. I mean, I met somebody quite recently at one of the events that I'd gone to, and I spoke about menopause and some of the effects that it had on me. And she came to me and she said to me, "Oh, I wish I could have my husband here to listen to what you're saying, because he just doesn't believe me. He just thinks I'm making excuses, like you're saying, because she's forever tired, and he thinks, well, you must be seeing someone else." And to get to the point where you're feeling so down that you feel like you can open that relationship it's not a good place to be in.
It's such a difficult place to be in, and it's heartbreaking for people that have been together 25 years, 30 years to then decide it's not working simply because of a lack of knowledge.
That is so sad, and you've hit that nail right on the thing, that to come to a point where you divorce or whatever it is, that's the biggest problem in your relationship is because of lack of knowledge. That's powerful what you've just said that there. So how do you
this
think?
Is my message every day, that knowledge is power.
Yeah,
knowledge
100%.
is power.
100%. So how do you think, with what you know now, are there any beliefs or myths that you've had to personally unlearn because of, your cultural background, your experience as you were growing up?
Oh, definitely. And I think the biggest one is silence. I've had to learn that silence doesn't serve me. It cost me a lot. It cost me time in years. It cost me my health. The silence where we are taught growing up, my generation, we were taught not to talk about things that are private. You don't talk about your relationship. You don't talk about your struggles. And I remember, Heather, at my kitchen tea party when I was getting married, you get all these older women giving you advice. You are now going into marriage. This is what you do. Be a good wife. Be a good mother. You must always look fresh. You must always give your husband what is due to him whenever, wherever. You must. It was all the do's for him. But nobody nobody ever taught us that there is this particular season that is coming. One of the advices I remember getting at my kitchen tea party was, if things get hard for you in marriage and your husband is whatever's going on there in that marriage, you don't talk, you don't tell people out there, you deal with it. You cry in the night into your pillow. In the morning, you get up, you wash that pillowcase and you put it out to dry. You go out, lipstick on, you go out, and the world must never know. And we carry that with us, and we don't talk, and we say nothing.
Yeah, for those that don't and who listeners who are not from Zimbabwe, because when I are both originally from Zimbabwe, can you explain what a kitchen tea party is very briefly for us?
A kitchen tea party is the equivalent of a bridal shower. So every young lady, just before your wedding, you have this kitchen tea party where all the women, your friends, your church, everybody comes and they bless you with presents and with advice on how to be a good wife so that your marriage will be harmonious and happy and all that. So that's what a kitchen tea party is. And I mean, I had so many people at mine and all this advice hitting me left, right, and center. None of it hit on menopause, though.
That's true. I actually have been to so many and I've never heard anybody speak about menopause. So I think that's one thing for us, our generation, as we go forward, when we have these kitchen parties, to actually bring that aspect as well. It just doesn't end at being married and having children. It's important, I think. There's a gap there that we've already identified that I think we need to fill in as people who are going through it or have gone through it, so that, you know, no one's surprised like we were when it happened to us.
Oh, not even a surprise. It was a shocker. it was a huge shocker. And I think, like you said, it is a huge gap. And I don't know if it happened with you, but you would also have the church, the pastor's wife, the mother advisors giving you advice. And that was not even part of that advice. So my work out there in the community is to build menopause-aware churches, menopause-aware communities, menopause-aware businesses. But coming back to the church is because as Black African people, we center so much on church. You know, we listen to what our pastors and our pastors' wives say. They play such a huge role in our lives. And I keep saying to the church, listen, you may be spending unnecessary hours counseling marriages when all they need to know is about menopause. If you have a couple in the midlife coming to you because after 30 years they are having problems, surely there's just one little tweak there.
Yeah,
you need to know about this.
That's very true. So on that note, we're just going to take a little quick break and listen to the next song, which is "She's a Warrior," that one of the songs that Monai has requested for today. Well, if I can get it to play, just bear with me a second. Right, I'm not going to play that one. I'm just going to play this next one and we'll come back to your song. It's on my side. People who've been listening to this know I play this all the time. I love this song. So it's by Victor.
So one of my favourite Bible scriptures is from Romans 8, verse 28. And I love this scripture. And it says, "And we know that in all things God works for the good of those who love him and who have been called according to his purpose." You see, when you grow up the way that I grew up, this scripture says that all things God works for the good. And having the past I had and having the start in life I had, I was like, how, God, can you work this for good? But he did. Everything I went through and everything I'd been through, God uses today for his purpose, for his glory, and for his kingdom. And I love that about God. You know, there's nothing wasted with him. And to actually be told that now He has a purpose for my life. And he's going to bring that purpose to fruition. I think it's just incredible. So yeah, that's what resonates with me. Romans 8:28. And we know that in all things God works for the good of those who love him and have been called according to his purpose. Works everything for the good. Amen.
I'll smile, I know what it takes to fool this town. I'll do it till the sun goes down and all through the night time. Oh yeah, I'll tell you what you wanna hear. Keep my sunglasses on while I shed a tear. It's never the right time. Yeah. I put my armor on so you are strong I am. I put my armor on, I'll show you that I am. I'm unstoppable. I'm a Porsche with no brakes. I'm invincible. Yeah, I win every single game. I'm so powerful. I don't need batteries to play. I'm so confident. Yeah, I'm unstoppable today. Unstoppable today. Unstoppable today. Unstoppable today. I'm unstoppable today. Break down, only alone I will cry out now. You'll never see what's hiding out deep down. Yeah, I know, I've heard that to let your feelings show is the only way to make friendships grow, but I'm too afraid now. Yeah, I put my armor on so you are strong I am. I put my armor on, I'll show you that I am. I'm unstoppable. I'm a Porsche with no brakes. I'm invincible. Yeah, I win every single game. I'm so powerful. I don't need batteries to play. I'm so confident. Yeah, I'm unstoppable today. Unstoppable today. Unstoppable today. Unstoppable today. I'm unstoppable today. Unstoppable today. Unstoppable today. Unstoppable today. I'm unstoppable today. I put my armor on so you are strong I am. I put my armor on, I'll show you that I am. I'm unstoppable. I'm a Porsche with no brakes. I'm invincible. Yeah, I win every single game. I'm so powerful. I don't need batteries to play. I'm so confident. Yeah, I'm unstoppable today. Unstoppable today. Unstoppable today. Unstoppable today. I'm unstoppable today. Unstoppable today. Unstoppable today. Unstoppable today. I'm unstoppable today. On air, on DAB, online, on your smart speaker, on your phone. This is Heart Song Live.
So welcome back to Pause and Talk with Heather. So apologies for that. I will get it right one of these days. So that was Unstoppable by, I think it is Sia. So as I said, I am learning, so bear with me. We'll get there. Won't we, Wongai? Honai?
I think you're doing so well, Heather. Don't be too hard on yourself.
Well, we'll continue our conversation with the wonderful Wanai Nyamazana. And before we go deeper into the advocacy work that she does, the important work that she does, we're going to lighten the mood a little. And I'm going to just ask you some short, rapid-fire questions just for a bit of fun. So, all right, Wangai, here we go. Tea or coffee?
You do know I've got menopause brain, right?
Yes,
so,
they're very short. They're very short. Very, very short. So, tea or coffee?
Okay. Coffee.
Heels or flats?
Cleaners.
Books or podcasts?
Books.
What's something you can't leave the house without?
My phone.
What's one thing you'd love to do when no one's watching?
Sing out loud and dance.
Oh, that sounds like me, especially when I'm cooking dinner.
That's right. That's it right there. Yeah, you got it.
What's your favorite self-care ritual?
A traditional Thai massage.
Oh, that sounds beautiful. What's the one thing you finally gave yourself permission to do?
To not care.
Yeah. What's one thing you're currently learning about yourself?
That I'm much stronger than I thought I was.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. What's a mindset that you're leaving behind?
That the world will stop if I'm not there.
Oh, yeah. Yes. Yeah. We do have this self-importance thing, isn't it? That we're the center of the world. And you can go away and discover that actually you can come back and the world moves on, whether you're there or whether you're not.
100%. You know, you don't have to be everywhere. You don't have to be everything to everybody.
And what's the best advice you've ever been given?
I think the one that I've just given you, my mom gave me that. That, you know, even if you don't clean the house today, it's not going to collapse.
Yeah, yeah.
So the world is not going to stop just because everything is not put on. The ducks are not lined up perfectly. It's okay. You can go to bed and leave the sink with the dishes in there.
I think that's a very difficult lesson for a lot of, I'm going to say African women, because we are forever being told that we must be doing something. I remember when we were growing up and maybe you come in and you sit down because you're tired. And as soon as someone sees you, they'll be like, you're sitting down, you've got nothing to do. I can give you something, and they'll inevitably find something to you. So sitting and resting was kind of like sort of measured against, you know, they would say because you're sitting, you are resting, you're lazy.
We are lazy. We were not allowed to just sit down and do nothing. They will find something for you to do.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah.
And that's,
you get a bit of, you would iron stuff that doesn't need ironing. Yeah.
That sounds so familiar. That sounds so familiar. So aside from your mom, if you could have dinner with any other woman, past or present, who would it be?
Oh, that's it. You know, I was going to say my mom straight off. My grandmother, my maternal grandmother, because there are conversations I didn't get to have with her that I would really love to sit down and have with her.
And what's the one thing you're proud of yourself of?
Wow. That I've got to hear. I've got to hear where I am today. And I have done the things that I've always wanted to do. If I dream it, I will do it. If I think it, I try to do it. I'm proud of myself for running my race as best as I can and not regret that I didn't do it. And I'm super proud of myself that I can do that. Even in menopause, you know, with all the pains, with all the challenges, I will still drag my feet and limp on or crawl on my knees. But I try to live my life the way that I want to.
Well, I think you're doing a brilliant job, and we're also very proud of you because it's challenging. This phase in our life is challenging. You're doing it tired, you're doing it sleepless, you're doing it sweating, you're doing it with half your memory gone, and you know. So I'm super proud of you. I'm really proud of you.
Thank you so much. Do you know who inspired me? Is the Apostle Paul. You know, some of us, we grew up in the church, so everything, you know, kind of like becomes a little bit spiritualized. But I love the Apostle Paul when he says that I've run my race. You know, and he says, I will keep running my race until I get there. And until I get there and I'm told, well done, good and faithful servant. You know, he says, I have run my race. I have poured myself out as a drink offering. For me, I just thought, wow, I will run my race and pour myself out as a drink offering. For when I get there, I don't want to be told, you have come here carrying everything that I gave you, and yet you were supposed to leave it there.
Yeah.
Send it all there. And so he really inspires me, and that's how I try to live my life.
That's a fantastic way of trying to live your life. Was there a defining moment for you that made menopause more than just a personal experience, you know, where it's now a mission for you?
It's talking to women out there in the community, talking to my family, my friends, my colleagues, and finding that they are clueless. They actually deny that they are in menopause, or just poo-poo it and say there is nothing like that. Our parents managed without you guys making all this noise. And yet I'm seeing how they're suffering. And then I thought, you know what? If you are close to me, I'm going to talk to you anyway. Because you need to know this to save yourself, save your family, save your marriage, save your work, your career.
Yeah, that's really true. I've also found that's quite the same as well when talking to the women that I speak to. So you mentioned earlier about your love of writing and your love of dreaming. So I know you've written a powerful book on menopause, which I am going to read. I haven't read that yet, but I'm definitely getting it this month. And you're an award-winning champion and advocate. So we want to talk about your mission a little bit. So when did you first discover that writing was something that you loved?
I think it was early on, probably in my marriage, and I started journaling because we were not allowed to speak, to talk to anybody about what was going on. I would, I would write all my thoughts. I would have an argument with my husband, but in my journal. And that's when I realized, wow, this writing is really powerful. It's such a powerful tool. And from there, I didn't look back. And it helped that I loved English literature at school. And I loved writing essays and compositions, as we called them. And so it was quite easy for me to then transition into writing. And so you will find that everything that I write is links to me, my story, and my experiences. And like I said, with the first book that I wrote, which was the Crazy Not to Dream, it was because I loved dreaming and what it did to me and for me. I thought I'm going to put this down into a book, and anybody else that's interested can read this. And so that's how I got into book writing.
So as a writer, just how many other books have you not published yet that are waiting for us to read?
Oh my God, don't even ask that question. There are so many on my laptop in folders I've written, or ones with just titles, and they're just waiting there because anything that comes to my mind and I'm passionate about, I think this would be such a good book. I mean, to date, I've got 3 that I've published by myself, and I've got another 3 that I co-wrote with others that are anthologies.
Okay. Well, we're waiting. We're waiting for them very patiently. Not too patiently, because we definitely want to hear all those thoughts, all those dreams, all those experiences. And with that as well, so what made you sit down, or at what point made you sit down and actually start writing More Than My Menopause?
When I first got onto the menopause space and I discovered what it was, I just wanted to write about it, because writing is my go-to way of letting out, putting it out there. So I started by blogging. So I had a blog that I would just write about why I decided to come out and talk about menopause. Why, as Africans, we don't talk about it. Why the silence? And so I started blogging. And the more I blogged, I thought, oh my God, all this are chapters of a book that I could actually write. And if I'm writing a book, it has to be my story. It has to be the Black African story, because there's so many challenges culturally. There's so many myths culturally that are different to the Western world myths. And I would compare the two and say, oh my God, how can we be living in the same world and yet we are so different? And that's why I thought, okay, I'm just going to start writing, putting this together and see where it takes me. But you see, with writing, especially with menopause, it evolves. There's always new information. You discover so many things. And I thought I have to put a stop to this book. Otherwise, it's just going to end up being an encyclopedia or bigger than the Bible. And I had to put a stop to it. And so even now, I come across so many things, so much information. I talk to so many women, and I'm like, I should have put this in my book.
Well, we're looking forward to book 2, book 3, book 4. As you say, there's always so much. There's always so much out there. There's so much you can share. So don't stop at this one. We're waiting for the second book from you.
Oh gosh, yeah. I just wish I had many hands and many brains, or just no fog, if you like. I just wish I had clarity in my brain. I wish I didn't have this loss of concentration, this distraction. I don't know about you, but distraction, you start this one thing, then something else comes, and then you forget about that one, and then an email comes through, a phone call comes through. It's a lot, isn't it?
It is. But maybe, with all this technology that's just come through, all this stuff that we have with AI and the recordings, maybe rather than writing, but I know probably this is not what writers want to do, but maybe speaking out when you have that thought and then just getting it somewhere. Because we want them. Those stories that you have are important. And you could be saying something that somebody's waiting to hear that can change their life.
True, so true. So true, so much. And culturally, there's so much, isn't there?
Yes, there definitely is. Yeah. So we're just going to take a quick break and listen to the next song. I'm not going to say which one it is. This is a surprise.
Heart Song Live, your voice of inspiration.
So
love, I know I'll still alive. I've got all my life to live. I've got all my love to give. I'll survive. I will survive. Hey, hey. It took all the strength I had not to fall apart. Just trying hard to mend the pieces of my broken heart. And I spent oh so many nights just feeling sorry for myself. I used to cry, but now I hold my head up high and you see me. Somebody new. I'm not that chained up little person still in love with you. And so you felt like dropping in and just expect me to be free. Now I'm saving all my loving for someone who's loving me. Go on now, go. Walk out the door. Just turn around now. You're not welcome anymore. Weren't you the one who tried to break me with goodbye? Just think I'd crumble. Just think I'd lay down and die. Oh, not I will survive. Oh, as long as I know how to love, I know I'll be alive. I've got all my life to live. I've got all my love to give. I'll survive. I will survive. Oh, go on now, go. Walk out the door. Just turn around now. You're not welcome anymore. Weren't you the one who tried to break me with goodbye? You think I'd crumble? You think I'd lay down and die? Oh, no, not I will survive. Oh, as long as I know how to love, I know I'll be alive.
Hi, my name is Mary Martin London, and you're listening to the Heart Song Live Radio, the voice of inspiration.
This is Agogo Music. You're listening to Heart Song Live Radio, your voice.
Well, Wonai, that was really lovely. We had so much more to talk about. So much more to talk about this evening, but I didn't realize an hour has gone by so quickly. So just before we end, I would love to have you back on the show. Wonai, would you do us the honors of coming back sometime so we can ask you more questions?
No, absolutely. I would love it. I mean, the hour has just flown by, hasn't it?
It has. And I had so many other questions. But just to end off, what's the message for women who are feeling alone this season?
You know what? There's 1 billion women in the world in 2025 that are going through what you're going through. You are not alone, and you don't have to do this alone. There is help out there. Just reach out, get help, plug into a support system, start talking to somebody. It does get better. This too shall pass.
Thank you, Wonai. Thank you so much for coming. What an incredible conversation we've had. And I can't believe, like you said, an hour has just gone by so quickly. So we're definitely going to have Wonai coming back for another show very soon so we can finish talking about the actual work that she does. Where do you find her? Because she's really doing some fantastic work for women south of the border, because I'm up in Scotland. So she does loads of conferences. She speaks in churches. She's really passionate about menopause. So I really do want to speak and hear more about the work that she does and how you can connect with Wonai and how she can support you through this menopause phase. So on that note, I'm going to say goodbye. Have a lovely evening. Have a lovely week. And I will see you next Thursday at 5:30, same time. Enjoy yourselves. And that's me signing off with Pause and Talk with Heather. Bye.
Bye.
Bye, Wonai.
Listening to Heart Song Live Radio. Heart Song Live Radio makes me happy Bye, everyone.
This is Dr. Sima Okolu, and you are listening to Scotland's #1 Christian radio station, Heart Song Live. Enjoy.
You are listening to Throwback Thursday on Heart Song Live Radio, your voice of inspiration.
Did you know 1 in 5 people are still waiting for the Bible in their own language? And for millions living in poverty, to buy a Bible is an impossible task. For less than 33 pence a day, you can launch your global mission right where you are and change that. How? By becoming a Share the Bible partner with the Scottish Bible Society. Your generosity will give 2 Bibles every month to people who can't afford one. Visit scottishbiblesociety.org to learn more.